So you've had this fabled 3-week. Matt, how's it been?
Yeah, busy for a 3 week. It's been good. The lads have trained really well, worked really hard this week. There's obviously been a lot going on, building up to the end of the window. So it's been a good week.
I'll ask you about the window in a second. Let's just ask about the Birmingham game. This team, or this club, has been unable to win back-to-back matches this season. Why do you think that is?
Because it's a very tough league. We're coming up against a team on Saturday who are obviously very well backed, got loads of momentum heading into this season. Fantastic manager, head coach in Chris. Obviously spending freely again in the January transfer window. It's a really competitive league. It's no given right just to go and win football matches. So it's obviously going to be tough. And that's obviously been the story of the season so far. But we hope to change that on Saturday. We believe we can change that on Saturday, and all our concentration is going towards that.
And has that been the message to your players, who understandably would have been very happy with their performance as well as the result at Leicester? But when you got them in this week, has it been, we can't just expect to turn up and that will happen again?
No, never. We want more. We're working towards more. We are hungry for more. We've been spoken about it a lot, about the performance and the result at Leicester, and we're very pleased about that. But let's not forget that we've come in the building hungry to work towards another result. So our eyes are firmly fixed on the future. What's been and gone is done. We have to take the confidence and momentum from that, but it's worth nothing if we don't turn up and produce again on Saturday. So, yeah, absolutely. Our efforts and our concentration has been with the players to focus on this Saturday against a very good Birmingham team, as I've said. But we are very determined to put on another display.
Do you actually have a selection headache quite early in your career at Oxford?
Yes. Yeah, and that's what you want. We've played two different formations so far. There's been players who have really put their hand up, who want to play in terms of metaphorically the way they've performed and trained. Yes, we have some decisions to make.
And do you factor in a Sheffield United trip in 3 days afterwards? Does that factor in now?
No, I'll be honest, it doesn't. It doesn't. I have to just focus on Saturday, and once we've finished Saturday's game, we can then look towards midweek. I think in other times gone by, there would be other periods of my career where I could kind of possibly think about a 3-game week and factor it in. We've obviously got 4 games in 10 days and really tough 10 days coming up. But no, I'll be honest with you, my firm focus has just been on this one game, and we'll move on after that.
You've had 1 or 2 injuries to contend with as well, and obviously if players like Hellick or Donnelly were back available, that would add to your selection headache. Are they closer?
Closer, yeah, definitely closer, especially Mish. We'll give him as long as we can because he's obviously a massive player for us. We've actually lost 1 or 2 more since last weekend as well, unfortunately. So the injuries are kind of stacking up a little bit. But that's the situation we're in. They're the cards we're being dealt at the moment, and the group that we have available will be absolutely determined to go and get the result.
Are any of them serious enough to factor into the remaining days of the January window?
No, they're not serious ones, but we're going to miss 2 more, I think, for this weekend, but we might be able to welcome Mish back. So we've just got to give them as long as we can. We'll give them till tomorrow and make a final selection then.
Talk about being busy. I mean, obviously there's the Birmingham game to prepare for, then Sheffield United, and the window closes in between. I imagine you're burning the candle at both ends.
Yep.
How is progress, and in terms of incomings, but also in terms of any inquiries for your players? Yeah,
so we've had inquiries for our players, and those talks are ongoing behind the scenes. Head's working all hours at the moment, and making sure that we try and execute everything that we can. Obviously, no window is ever perfect. That's just football. But you try and make it as perfect as you can and try and do as much as you can in the manner that you want. And Ed's working extremely hard. We're working together on that. We are speaking at all hours of the day at the moment. So I do expect movement. As I've said last week, there's been nothing more to report. I dare say I expect there will be probably ins and outs, but again, nothing's confirmed. And if there isn't, I'm really happy with the squad we've got. It's not like we are desperate for more. If any more happen and they're right for the football club, then great. If they're not, then I'm really pleased with the group we've got.
Yeah, I mean, 5 in relatively early in the window before this bit of a fallow period.
Yeah.
That's the sum total for a lot of clubs at the end of the January window. So do you expect deadline day to be busy?
I daren't say at this point because who knows? Like I say, in football, things take forever until they go really quick. That's just the way they go. You talk and you work and you work and you work, and then once it's full steam ahead, it goes really quick. So we may get a call today or tomorrow that ins or outs and they're happening, or it might be over the weekend.
Is that going to be like a domino effect then potentially?
I wouldn't say so. No, every deal is in its isolation. As we've spoken before, the squad is slightly bloated. Once we get the injuries back, I wouldn't suggest we're bloated right now because the injuries we're carrying. But once the injuries are back, the squad's probably slightly bigger than we want to carry because we want a harmonious but competitive building. So again, every decision will be made with the club's interests at heart. Me and Ed will chat through those with the recruitment guys and the owner, and we'll come to a resolution on each of those situations.
Matt, you mentioned Chris Davies, Birmingham manager. Do you know him well? I imagine you came up against him at Wycombe, right? Yeah,
only once, right early on last season. He's obviously done an incredible job, taking it at a great time where they've got fantastic backing and built real momentum. With the new stadium plans and everything that's going on around the football club, you can see it building and building. I think he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, and you want to take that, as you said, that momentum from Leicester into this game, another home game, third home game for you, and imagine that the crowd will be in full voice as well.
Yeah, I meant to say to Jerome, I've been meaning to say it as soon as I come on, we need our supporters this weekend. We absolutely need every one of them. The voice that they were in last Saturday at Leicester was just incredible. So please turn up full of voice, back the boys this weekend. We need to give our supporters something to cheer, but we need them every home game, every minute of every game as one football club, all the staff working together. We need every voice of every one of our supporters to really cheer us on Saturday. We are up against a good team, we know that, but at the Kassam this season, the first two experiences I've loved, and I'd love a home win to celebrate in front of our supporters.
Yeah, and keeping a little unbeaten run going might be special for you as well.
I'd love to, but again, we have to just concentrate on the performance. The first three results have gone, and it's just what's in front of us. The next game is the only important thing now, so make sure that we turn up on Saturday with the energy, with the edge about us that we had last week. And if we can do that, we believe we can put on a performance for our supporters that they can be proud of.
That's all from me.
Thank you.